Hello and welcome back to another episode of Chase the Sunrise Portugal. My name is Enoch. I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas time and a new year, and we wish you all the best for 2025. This video is going to be a thank you video basically to all the people that have contributed directly and indirectly to us being in Portugal. I want to make this video about those people who inspire us, who motivate us, and who have given us the courage to move to Portugal and follow our dreams. And so I hope that through this video you can perhaps follow some of the channels we follow and get some inspiration from them and some motivation to follow your own dreams, if that's what you're looking for, to come to Portugal or to Madeira or to the Azores. Facebook is actually a great resource for anyone who's looking to get more information about coming to Portugal, or basically anywhere in the world actually. The one that helped us the most, and we actually got in touch with the administrator of that group, Steve Robinson. He was a great help to us. He answered a lot of our questions, and he has a whole folder with a whole bunch of resources about anything that you want to know regarding Portugal. So South Africans helping South Africans in Portugal, that's a great resource for us. The other one that's a great resource is Expats Portugal. That is a great group, Facebook group. And then there's Silver Coast, My Home. We still use them today. And basically you can join the group, and then if you have questions about anything you want to know, good restaurants to go to, or what's the best rental company in your area for cars, if you want to buy certain things and you don't know where to look, those kinds of things, they'll help you out with that. Now, for the YouTube channels that we consistently watch still to this day, there's Algarve Addicts, run by Nick Robinson and his team at algarveaddicts.com. Basically, we found them when we were looking for property down in the Algarve, which was the initial search we did when we thought of coming to Portugal. And my wife found his channel, and he has tons of videos about all the places down in Algarve. He has a relocation company as well that can assist you in moving down there if that's the region of Portugal you want to move to. Very helpful guy, super sweet guy. Check him out, Algarve Addicts. And then the other one we bumped into while looking for property videos about Portugal was OK Portugal. That's run by Ken from South Africa and his wife Gina, who's from the UK. And they have a little farm in central Portugal that they run. They have a really interesting relationship with their neighbor who helps maintain the farm. And he also does property videos. So if you can't physically be in Portugal to view a property, then you can contact him, and he does a whole video on the building, the property, and you can see like every nook and cranny basically of the property. Very helpful dude. Then there's Rustic Crow, who is run by Andy. He's also from Britain. And he renovated 3 properties that we really liked how he did it and what he did. And that kind of gave us some insight into what properties look like in Portugal and the state that they're in and what can be done, what can't be done. So it was really informative. And we still follow him today. He's busy renovating his permanent residence in Algarve as well. He has a massive property there with his 2 dogs. And it's a really nice channel to watch. It's not really about him personally, but it's how he tackles renovating this particular property. There's also the Make Do Grow couple, Kylie and Guy from England as well. And they're renovating a old farmhouse that was abandoned for a long time, with a nice little piece of land that they make their own food. We follow them because we like their story, we like their personalities, we like the way they're honest with how they renovated a property. They show us the mistakes they made and the successes they have with their property. They're really fun to watch. that is Make, Do, Grow. The other ones that we followed, that we still follow to this day religiously, is the Newbies and the Newbies Explore. It's run by John from the UK and Tara from Zimbabwe. So the Newbies Explore is a kind of an extension of their travels that they do, because they started out as a van life YouTube channel, and then they transitioned into this one when they bought the property in northern Portugal. They kind of split their channels in two, but they've show you how they've evolved from when they bought the property into what it looks like currently, and they're building their forever home on it. And it's really sweet to see how their family is growing and the needs that they have and the innovation that they have into creating a space that is beautiful. Their property is really gorgeous. We love watching them. And then their Explore channel is just their travels that they do every year with their kids. Then there's Mr. and Mrs. Adventure, which is run by Drew and Brittany from the States. They also started out as a van life channel, and eventually they found their forever home in Portugal, which is they're renovating a old watermill that was abandoned for many, many years. And just to see the transformation of that place into what it is currently and what it will continue to be is actually quite exciting. Fun couple, very down-to-earth people, and we love watching how things are developing on their land. And there's Life by Living, another UK couple, Ricky and Victoria, I believe it is, and their two dogs on this lovely, gorgeous piece of land with many olive trees and fruit trees, and they're renovating stone buildings that are old and abandoned on their property and turning them into their residence here in Portugal. There's Yun and Amelia, who used to be called Stay Classy, and we started following them basically when they found Portugal. They kind of did other travels, a travel channel, but when they found Portugal, they really fell in love with Portugal, and eventually they moved to Portugal and traveled Portugal extensively. They lived in Lisbon for 2 or 3 years or something like that, 4 years. And then they moved to Madeira and they fell in love with Madeira, and now they're permanently in Madeira. But their travels are, they have a really open, honest, unique look at Portugal and at Madeira. They don't hold anything back. They're from Denmark and they're very honest and open. But we also follow them because we like to see their journey as a couple and as individuals. They're very open and honest. And because of that and the way they see Portugal and Madeira, it's really refreshing to see. And they kind of inspire a lot of people to move to Lisbon, which was really cool back when they lived in Lisbon. And there's Eugenia Diaz. She grows her own food in a tiny little plot in Portugal with her husband Pepe. And it's about her making these delicious foods, and also about her personal growth and her personal struggles living in Portugal. The other channel that her husband and her have is called Modern House Cabin. And this channel, more than anything else, is the one that inspired us the most, that keeps motivating us, and where we get most of our knowledge about how we want to build our own place here in Portugal. He's an architect and she's a doctor and a fashion designer, and they lived in LA for a very long time, and then they moved to Europe to do van life for a while, and then COVID hit, and then they landed in Portugal, and they just fell in love with Portugal in the Alentejo region, which so happens to be the region of Portugal that I love the most. And just watching him build his own tiny house for about $5,000 was really inspiring to me, and I thought, wow, if he can do it, why can't I do it? And it was just interesting, the whole process of what he does, what he buys, how he goes about it is he doesn't hide anything. He just shows everybody exactly what to do, where to go and get it, and what to do. And so that's been really inspiring to us. We love watching them. We even joined their Patreon page so that we could get even more information and be kind of on the inside of what goes on while he's building his forever property. So he's got his property is in two sections, a small section at the top of the property and then a bigger section at the bottom. And now he's building his permanent house, which is a much bigger. It's just great to see their channel and how they grow personally and how they grow their self-reliance, basically. And that's what we're going to be doing here in Portugal as well. So they're really inspiring to us. Then there's other channels that we like to watch, a lot of renovation stuff, growing your own food channels, that kind of thing. Bridget wants to have a flower garden, so she watches a lot of flower growing related channels. But the ones that we watch together are the Petherics, the Quinta, which is Andy from Rustic Crow. James runs that channel, and that's his brother. We watch Track Us Down. It's a couple from Canada, living their second half of life in Madeira. Their experiences basically in Madeira. And every year they have a special show that they host that shows you exactly how much money they spent for rentals, for car, for insurance, holidays, everything. So you can really get a sense of what it costs to live in Madeira. Luke and Sarah's Off-Grid Life. They have a huge property in central Portugal, quite a few hectares actually, that they maintain, and they live completely off-grid. They do everything from scratch. They recycle a lot of stuff, and they've never done this before. So just seeing how they innovate and create and do things on their farm is very inspiring. Then there's Martijn Dulaert, who is a Dutch guy who used to be a traveler, a writer, and a filmmaker, and now he lives in the Italian Alps on an abandoned little property there, right in the mountains. And just his creativity in bringing two stone buildings back to life in order to live there permanently. That is really inspiring. I love watching his channel. Then there's Hit the Road Madeira with Jeff. It's basically about Jeff and his tour company hosting tours in Madeira and all the other things that he does, like the Big Walk, which is a massive 10-day hiking through Madeira's mountains. And then he's also got the Shut Up and Eat tour now. And he gives great tips on living in Madeira, what not to do in Madeira, when's the best time to go hiking, best time to see the sunrise, like all that kind of stuff. Everything about Madeira is on the Hit the Road Madeira channel. And then the one that inspires us the most, besides some others, is Hugh Richards. He is a farmer in Wales, and his whole approach is using tiny spaces to grow the most food. We really like him a lot, so we'll be modeling our farm around his kind of teachings, practices, which involves permaculture. There's so many other channels that we watch that are really inspiring, but those are kind of the ones we watch regularly and the ones that we glean the most information about renovating, building new self-sufficiency stuff, solar, all that kind of stuff. It's all involved in those channels at one time or another. So we get a lot of information from these guys. With regards to the actual move here, we needed to get, before you come to Portugal, you need to get your tax number, which is the NIF number, NIF number, kind of like a SIN number or an ID number from the States. And we used Border to help us with that, BORDR. They're a company that will do a lot of things on your behalf. So what they did for us was they got our NIF numbers for us, for Bridget and I. Actually for Bridget, because I already had one, being a citizen of Portugal. And they also opened up bank accounts for us in our names. We gave them power of attorney to do that, and they did that for us. The other company we used we use currently for taxes is Fresh Portugal. They do all the taxes, and they not exclusively, but they work with a lot of expats, mostly American, some Canadian, some South African, but they do all our taxes for us, and they're very, very good at what they do. And then the company that we actually use to do relocate is a company called Portugal The Place. They're an American couple, family actually, who live in Alcobaça, which is like 15 minutes drive from where we stay. And they provided a lot of information for us, and they took care of a lot of stuff for us, including finding accommodation for us, setting up our internet and water and lights. They took deliveries from us before we got here. We wanted to make sure that when we moved, we didn't have to go out and buy groceries or get cat litter and cat food and dog food and stuff like that. So we pre-ordered before we came, and they accepted the delivery on our behalf. They also set up our phones so that we had SIM cards when we arrived, and Portuguese phone. They also put us on a WhatsApp group, which they do with all their clients. And so it's kind of like this little community on WhatsApp. So if you're looking for something, or you can't find something, or you want to know if something, they sell the same similar stuff as they do in Canada or the States or South Africa, you can always ask the group if they've found anything. So it's really nice to be part of that community as well on the WhatsApp group. We also wanted to ship all our stuff, and we found that most of the companies charge around 15 grand and up. So we basically sold almost everything we had, and we only shipped over 24 or 26 boxes of the stuff that we really wanted. We didn't use a shipping company. We used Air Canada cargo. So instead of paying like 15 grand or more, we only paid 4,800 for sending stuff over to Portugal as cargo. We had to pack it ourselves, wrap it ourselves, and deliver it to Air Canada on the day, but we still saved a lot of money. With regards to our pets, we sent our pets through Amsterdam, through the pet hotel there, where they did the vetting of our two cats and Gavele, our Labradoodle. And that just went into the airport. They did the vetting, and then they sent it along to Portugal. So when I got here, my dog was here and with my cats. So that's basically all the information that we have at this time. We hope that it is helpful to you guys. And if you have any questions, or you want to know any other information, use the comments below. Like and subscribe to our channel so you can keep following us for more information, more updates on what's happening with our land, as well as the trips we make through Portugal and the experiences I have reconnecting with my ancestry and with my heritage here in Portugal. Thanks for watching, and as always, be kind to one another. See you next time.